Everyone. It is Coach Maggie, certified health and lifestyle coach. And I love talking about the health side, but I love talking about the lifestyle side because they go hand in hand. You can't have one without the other. And sometimes people are trying to eat super healthy, but their lifestyle stinks, or the other way around. They run, they exercise, they're into weightlifting, but they eat horribly. It is a combined effort that really gives us the best results. And today is Earth Day. And as I was thinking about it, and there'll be lots that will be hearing about it, it makes you think if we were healthier people, we'd have a healthier planet. We'd have a healthier world. But just as there's the toxic emotions that I often talk about in my 5 Minute Monday Mindsets on Monday morning, the toxicity on the brain, in our body, it's out there in the world. And it's like, which came first? But as I thought about it, we've got to get to the place that we stop trying to go after perfection, because often I think some of that has caused us to get into the predicament we're in. It's when we want perfection, and whether we're talking about the perfect green lawn, so we go to the expense of spraying with all these chemicals that are toxic, but boy, we've got that green lawn. Or are we going for the perfect body, and so we put all of these toxic things on our body, in our body? But again, what have we done? What have we created? We've sort of created a monster. And so now we're living in a world where it's dangerous at times, so that even when you're trying to do the right thing, there's the environment, there's the air that we're breathing, there's the water that we're drinking. So yes, you might filter your water, you might be buying organic foods, but we're still getting a lot of those toxic things. And so what are we going to do about it? So I have a link to a post that I wrote, and I wrote about 10, and I could have easily gone on, but I wrote 10 simple, basic things where we can start, because it's really easy to say, this problem is so enormous. What can one person do? But if you and I, and even just the people that hear this, and then it trickles on to maybe our friends and family, if we at least get started, we will be living in a healthier world. But it really starts with us taking those steps, being willing to wait. So much of our problem is because we don't want to wait for things. And I was thinking about all of these things, and we're in this instant society. Think of all the supplements and the medications that people are taking. All of that eventually ends up in our water, in the sewer, and into the landfills, into the streams, into the ocean. And it affects us. It comes back around. So even though you're not necessarily taking those medications, guess what? It comes back around. And I've heard of tests that they talk about with, checking the placenta and newborn babies, and already the toxins that are in those babies. And it wasn't necessarily that the mother took those in, but it's just in the environment. She didn't necessarily take them orally, but it's just what she absorbed. And so we've got to do something. And in the past, I would look at Earth Day and go, okay, yeah, that's just another one of those things out there. But we've got to start taking better care of ourselves, not only for ourselves, but for the next generation. My husband loves having a pristine green lawn, but we sometimes go back and forth, but it's like, they're going to be the neighbor kids running across our lawn, the neighbor dogs running, which I don't appreciate, but they're running across the lawn. Our grandkids come to visit in the summer. It's okay to have a few weeds. It's okay to have a few, gray hairs and wrinkles. We've gone towards perfection to the extent that it's going to destroy us. So again, check out that blog post. Again, it's a lot of simple things, whether from taking, our own bags. We all have those reusable bags. Let's start using them. Let's stop buying the bottled water. Yes, it's convenient, but most of us probably have a steel or a glass bottle. Let's take the time to be intentional to start doing those things. We all love Amazon, and I'm right there. But you know what? Let's start supporting the local businesses. Let's start staying closer to home to buy those things. As great as Amazon is, it's taking over the world and it's shutting down a lot of businesses. And we need to be planting that garden, even if it's just a flower pot with maybe a tomato plant this year or your own lettuce. Supporting the farmers markets. I love farmers markets. Those are people that are out there, taking the time to grow, whether it's a small plot or a farm. And they are using a lot less chemicals. And because it's local, it's closer to home, it's fresher. So let's make sure we're supporting those. So those are just a few things that we can do to not only reap the benefits and be healthier ourselves, but a healthier world, healthier family. Get away from the perfume things. I've got my diffuser going with some essential oils. Those plug-ins are dangerous. Those toxic chemicals. So many of the different endocrine type diseases and illnesses, the fatigue, the brain fog, headaches, migraines, women struggling with autoimmune, not just women, but a lot of the autoimmune diseases directly resulted from a lot of the perfumes, the plug-ins, a lot of these things that smell great. I went to just buy plain old garbage bags, and you can buy scented ones. Again, we're bringing all of these things into our home, and our homes are much tighter, and so we're not getting the fresh air. People aren't getting outside like we should. We're not opening our windows like we should because we're afraid of the allergens. So it's one of those where we get caught, but the more that we are doing the right things, we'll be stronger to be able to withstand the pollens and those things. So as we think about or don't think about Earth Day, I believe a healthier you and me is going to make a healthier next generation, a healthier planet, and just overall happier people. So I'd love to hear what's one thing, go to that blog post, check it out, but what's one thing that you can start consistently doing? My car has those bags, and I'm hit and miss, but I'm going to try to make a point of making sure I'm getting those into the store, that I'm making sure that I grab my glass bottle and fill it up with water so I'm not buying one somewhere, that I'm doing those small things, that I'm making sure that when I'm at the store, if I've got a choice between peanut butter in a plastic or peanut butter in a glass jar, that I spend a little extra to buy the glass jar. I can reuse it, and I'm not, adding to our landfills with all of this plastic. Let's get away from buying things that have one use and one use only, or one size servings, single size servings. Think of that. Yes, it's good in a way when you think of, I won't eat the whole bag if I buy just a single one. But let's figure out some better ways that we're not, filling our trash with all of this plastic. So anyway, I'll get off my rant. But again, I'd love to hear your thoughts. What are things that you can be doing and then teaching others so that we can make this a safer, healthier planet? Have a great week. Check out that blog post and take care.